Hello and welcome to another scene of Gotham by Night. We are at a very interesting evening so far, many an eventful evening. Um, many unexpected meetings, many words have been said, at least for the focus of the scene at the moment, which is Mr. Tatiana at her office at the club, the Velvet Rose, which is still closed. She had quite a night, but she still has to power through it because she does have an appointment with a lawyer of all people, one Mr. Shadow, who is generally known as a criminal defense attorney. However, it's something else that she wants from him, since crime is really not her style. And with that, we'll go to the entrance of the club where Mr. Shadow arrives.
So Mr. Shadow arrives. He's dressed in his usual attire, his suitcase, his briefcase to boot, because he's never anywhere without his briefcase. He. How many guards do you have, presumably?
Well, it's a club. There is generally a lot of security. There's certainly two guards that appear to be above the rest of them, and they stand by a stair by by a staircase inside the club. You will also notice a blue-haired robot girl, pretty much, making the rounds.
Robot girl.
Uh, Workers doing some repairs. Yeah,
Define
robot girl.
robot girl.
Well, her skin is made out of metal. Her hair are blue. She doesn't look human at all.
Is this a usual sight, like in terms of Gotham in this
Oh, but
year?
not to that extent. No.
He's he does stare at her, probably like he like full on staring. Like, he's not even hiding it. He's just somewhat confused, but then just shrugs it off and then goes to where he needs to go.
I think he would pretty much understand that that staircase leads to the office since the guards are there. So he would probably go and ask the guards or tell them about the appointment or something like that,
Yeah,
I'm
he
assuming.
like passes on like the notice that he's here, ready for the whatever time it is appointment.
Yeah, and they will direct you upstairs. They will actually, one of them will escort you upstairs and knock on the door. Please come in.
He does so, and gestures to a chair if there is one. He doesn't sit down without your go ahead.
Well, let me describe the room that you see pretty much. On the left side, there's a door and a sitting area.
Hmm.
Middle, there's a pretty big desk behind, in front of a window. And on the right side, there's a mini bar and whatever comes with it, pretty much. And she's behind the desk, standing though. She's not sitting yet.
Hello
Mr.
there.
Shadow, good evening.
Good evening. It's a pleasure.
Ah, likewise. May I offer you a beverage, perhaps? And she will point at the minibar.
A glass of water, please.
Right away. And she will take a pitcher of water, take a glass, fill it up, and she will place it on the opposite side of the desk. Point at the chair. Please have a seat.
Thank you. He does so, gently placing his briefcase by his right side. So, you wanted to see me about a particular matter?
Yes, um, I know that what I need from you might not be necessarily within your area of expertise. However, I've heard very good things about your competence as a lawyer. Therefore, I thought it would be good to at least try and employ your services.
Indeed. Well, I suppose I can always hear and possibly recommend a better lawyer for the circumstances that you might need.
Well, let's discuss the matter at hand then. I'm assuming that you have heard about the attack that occurred here at my club a couple of weeks ago.
I heard of the matter, yes. Dreadful business.
Yes, well, gangs in this city are running rampant and nobody seems to be doing anything about it. I was one of the lucky ones, you know. There were no casualties, at least not on my side. This is the matter that I need you to help me with.
Indeed. I'm not sure
Club,
what.
well, the club has been closed for a couple of weeks now. Sure, the repairs are covered by my insurance, but this is a great loss of profit.
Indeed. Especially considering, well, nobody really wants to attend a place that was shot up in fear that it might be again.
Exactly. There's a reputation that I need to keep and make sure that the place will be secure from now on. My livelihood depends on it, you see.
Of course, I'm well aware and I understand completely. So you desire to sue someone for loss of income?
Yes, I desire to sue the city for loss of profit. I also want to make it clear that if the case is won, whatever earnings are going to be put towards a task force battling gang violence.
Surely you've heard about my clientele. Some of them are, well, then again, by financing a task force designed, I would likely be ending up creating more work for myself in the long run, so of course that might be beneficial to me. Perhaps, but there would need to be certain matters taken care of, and I would need adequate things. And this is assuming that I decide to take the job, of course.
Well, let's say that money is not an issue as a first line because certainly there will be expenses. And of course, there are other things I can offer you.
And just what would those other things be?
Well, I too am a member of the Invictus, like Prince Thomas.
I'm sorry, the what now?
He'd know, wouldn't he? Out of character.
Out of character. He knows, but his cover would not know. He
What
doesn't
do you
know
mean?
about His cover doesn't know about vampires. He knows it's supernatural, like from him as a demon, but his
But
cover,
he's
Frank Shadow.
employed by them.
Yes, they're his employers, but he's specifically employed by Thomas.
Okay, then let me retract that because I thought that it was a
Yeah.
whole thing. Okay. Well, oh, fuck, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
I know that you are employed by Mr. Jonathan Thomas.
Indeed, I am, yes.
So he probably offers you specific things as well. I'm talking about similar to that.
Mm.
Or I'm open to suggestions. You will find that I'm fairly open minded when it comes to
Hmm.
this kind of thing.
Haha. I'm going to go ahead and ask your composure, please.
My composure is 3.
Okay, give me one moment. That joyful moment when you've then got to remember exactly what the where are you, you bastard? I'm trying to find where the embeds are. Give me a sec.
The what?
Embed, the equivalent to disciplines.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay. Whisper sympathy, man's composure. Do. I'm going to go ahead and spend a willpower. Two successes. So yeah, I learn your aspiration.
All of them.
No, your short-term aspiration first.
I have quite a few of them.
Which one would your character want the most?
Ooh. Mm. Mm. At the moment, I think it would have to do with Nathaniel and continuing the relationship they had, which is well on the way.
May I
So,
ask the
so,
nature
so,
of the
so.
relationship?
Well, they used to have an affair back when she was under her sire. He was a
Mhm.
ghoul at the time. When their sires found out, they pretty much forbade them from seeing each other. And fast forward 15 years, he's now a vampire and just appeared in the city a couple of weeks ago, and they're pretty much resuming it. But this is already, the water is already on the, it's going there. So I don't know if that would help you.
Mhm.
The other big one would be to convince the prince to help her keep her sour away from her.
Uh, Miss, you strike me as the kind of person that's running from something. Not just from the city. You seem to build the empire yourself as a method to keep things at bay, also to keep yourself in a manner that you desire to be accustomed to. Would I be correct in saying that?
I want peace and quiet and to be left to live my life as I wish without interference. That's what I want. However, there are many that don't want to allow this to happen.
But you seem to have a great deal of deferential respect to Mr. Thomas. Perhaps a word could be put in that you might be able to receive such sanctuary.
Believe me, I can deal with Mr. Thomas. Let's just say that at the moment we're not on very favorable terms. That's a lie.
Oh, that's a lie?
Yeah. Do I need to roll for that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna activate all because I need this. So
It's wits plus composure for me, isn't it?
No, wits plus empathy.
Right, to detect a lie.
Yes. 3 plus 3 plus 9 plus 2 minus
What's
2
it contested by?
9. I'm rolling now.
But don't what's raw? What's or rolled against? Sorry,
It
what was
it
it?
just adds my majesty rating to the dice, pretty much.
Okay. Uh, you know what? No, I'll go ahead and spend a willpower. No, I've already got a fairly high dice pool. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in a willpower too, because I have a penalty on me
You know what? No,
at
if
the
you
moment.
might as well do it. Come on then.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, I'll let you. Well, first ladies first. After all.
Ah, god damn it.
Oh,
Oh,
four successes.
oh my god. I
Wait,
really needed this, damn it. Screw you. Screw you, guys. You're the worst. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Okay. Whew.
I've just gone ahead and casually posted about it in the general chat.
Ah, yeah. Great. Awesome.
I,
Amazing.
oh no, you have no idea that my character actually knows you're lying.
Well, yeah, that's the point. But you
Exactly.
know that the fact that they're in not favorite terms with the prince is total bullshit. It's just a facade.
He's keeping his casual smile, like he is making no changes to his demeanor whatsoever at all.
This was bad. Oof.
Hmm. I might be interested in assisting you with this matter, but I would also need something from you.
Well, you may name your price, whatever that may be. You're muted, by the way.
I'm sorry. So he's just like he's casually saying, "Well, I think you might not be able to afford the full sum, so perhaps a reduced amount." He seems to be musing to himself. Just give me
Hmm.
one moment. He says as he just opens up his brief and just quite casually just starts jotting things down.
If
Just
by amount you mean monetary one, believe me, I can afford it.
my quite frankly, I don't desire your money. No offense, of course.
No offense taken.
So, hmm. Okay, so out of character, do you have anything that would fall under the umbrella of what I'm about to send you in DMs? If I can find your DM.
Mm. Um, Possibly. So, what exactly are you asking? Either a person, a pet, or an item of great importance?
Essentially, it's what could be described as he's asking for a piece of your life. A tiny piece of your life, signed as what can only be described as for a for a short little while of time, that item, for all intents and purposes, becomes his.
Would that include memories?
That would include memories of everyone else, not you.
I don't understand.
Essentially, it adds to my cover because, for all intents and purposes, what is given is taken and inserted into John's life rather than it being in your life, if that makes any sense.
I'm not sure I'm understanding this.
He's asking for just a simple. He's asking for what can only be described as just an acquaintance, the memory and the usage of an acquaintance for a short while. Essentially, one dot of a contact. Yeah, that's a sign of merit rating because, yeah, one dot of a contact that would, for a period of 1 month, no longer be yours.
Um,
In exchange, you would get a +3 bonus to a skill of your choice.
so a contact in essence.
Essentially, yes.
Like a contact as in the merit.
Yes.
Oh, well, I don't have contacts in merit. I do have friends in high places,
That
are
would work.
which are one is the prince and the other one is Bruce Wayne.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, out of character.
No, this is just simply out of character. Like, I am. This is literally just the bargaining stage of just a supernatural
Yeah.
contact. He
Oh,
technically does need to show some degree of supernatural
oh,
exploit.
oh, they are both supernatural.
Yeah, but she doesn't technically know that he is. You know
Yeah,
what?
but if that was made as a proposal, she would probably understand it's something that's not like you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just going to appear. Something about him just sort of shifts. I'm going to need to make a quick roll here. 1 second.
So anyway, would you like to have Bruce Wayne for a month?
Sure, fuck it, yes, let's.
What would that entail in regards to me? Would I be able to have contact with him
You would
or
be able to hand contact with him. It's just, for all intents and purposes, he would technically be my friend for the month.
okay?
And then
So
after that month, it's patched back into yours.
so pretty much I wouldn't be able to use him as my friend in high places for the month. That would be passed down to you,
Yes,
right?
if that makes any sense. Yes.
Cool. Okay, I'm cool with it. Let's hope nothing really
Um,
big happens.
and do you have a skill that you would like to add +3 to? Well, okay. I'm giving you a massive benefit because it's a PC and I'm not being a twat.
Hmm.
So I can give you a, yeah, mortal only. Granting a mortal and craftsman, it's easy and requires a little time to take effect. So skill benefits come in lesser, medial, and greater quantities, responding to a 1, 2, and 3 die bonus to the skill in question, respectively.
Hmm.
1 point skill benefit can also grant a specialty. These bonus darts can take you above 5.
Hmm.
So it's essentially you having a bonus of +2, yeah?
Uh,
Any skill
yeah,
you'd like.
yeah. And that would be for how long?
The exact length of the contract.
So for 1 month.
Hmm.
Hmm. Any skill.
Any skill.
Hmm. Wait, how many dots would you give me extra
You would
more?
be getting 2 dots.
2 dots.
So let me just quickly write down the description of the contract. One sec.
Yeah.
So Tatiana.
Huh. What would be useful?
Essentially, this is he needs a patch job, and he could very it's very useful to have patch jobs from a lot of people.
I would have to uh, ask Brandon something because I'm not sure. Because yeah, it would be pretty mundane. Because uh, dancing goes under expression, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, then that's probably where I would put it.
So essentially, he's making you a better dancer.
Well, for a bit.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if that would be wise, because I don't know if Brandon is going to make me roll for dancing for the reopening, or we're just going to keep it fluff. I don't know. So I will have to consult with Brandon, but I'll just uh, uh, write down the +2 on a skill, uh, and yeah, I'll figure it out later. However, how would you present this in character?
That's what I'm just getting the actual mechanics portion because the mechanics portion is the most complicated part.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's about all you need. Um, do you desire? Oh, do you desire a random merit? Anything and anything and anything.
Random merit. Like by random you mean eeny meeny miny mo kind of random?
I mean, random as in any merit that you particularly want.
Uh, well,
Preferably something with 1 to 2 dots.
um, I would have to check this out. Um, hmm.
I'm just trying to get it so that you are the one that is benefiting from this deal because it costs me nothing to give you a deal that benefits you. So
Yeah. Hmm. I'm just going through the list
yeah.
of merits.
And this will last until the end of this month.
Mhm. Well, anyway, I think we can figure out the mechanics
Hmm.
afterwards
So
out of
he
character so we
just
can.
casually, something about him just kind of changes. Like he seems more, how do I say this, attractive. Something like he just seems more desirable. He seems more alluring. but also
May I
darker,
remind
more
you that you have
intimidating.
the same thing happens
Yeah,
with her ever since the awe was activated.
yeah.
So yeah, great.
He's just doing something similar. It's just now he actually looks different. Like you see his facial features change to become better. They
Hmm.
it's almost like he's physically remodeling himself to
And
look
it's and
better.
it's noticeable.
Pardon?
And it's noticeable.
Sorry, say that again.
It is noticeable. It's not something that I would need to
It's
try to
not
observe.
something that you need to roll to notice. You're noticing that he's looking more attractive.
Okay.
You see, I'm a man of many, many, many facets, Miss Tatiana.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain aspects of life that I can help you with in exchange for being helped in turn. For instance, I can make you the wealthiest woman in Gotham City for fun. Only if you give me something to benefit you, of course. To benefit myself, of course.
Hmm.
For instance,
Mr. Shadow, perhaps you should start with something that I don't already have.
then perhaps. How about a lovely little gift? A taste of, well, something you're good at, getting infinitely better, perhaps. More stressful, something less, should we say, difficult, something being made less difficult.
Hmm.
Anything at all that you might like, of course. Though I should make mention that this would technically be what one might consider a Faustian bargain. Something to benefit you, but at the cost of something dear to you.
Hmm.
Potentially, of course.
Quite an interesting way of putting it.
I suppose you
Very
could call it
interesting
that.
way. Out of character, she's well read and well educated. She knows the story of Faust.
Yep.
So now it's like a bit of light bulbs lighting, and a bit of red flags too.
His eyes just sort of flash over a sort of reddish black. Can we make an agreement?
I'm sure we can.
Good.
I assume that everything will be in written form.
Of course. He just quite simply, pulls out his briefcase, places it on, just runs a finger along the seam, clicks it open, and inside is a fully formed contract that he just casually takes out and places on the table in front of you.
So, what does the contract exactly say?
There's certain degrees of legal s, and there's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo. Specific, I as a person don't really know how to describe legal s, but it's very. There is a section where it adequately states out exactly what is being offered, namely an increase in talent, an addition to one's already presented, in exchange for something being written out of your life for the period of 1 month.
And what happens after this contract is signed?
You will notice an immediate improvement in your skill. You will also notice that you will have very much difficulty contacting somebody that could potentially be a friend of yours. For that period of a month, of course.
I see. And how about my case?
I'll even throw that in as an additional bonus for signing. Free of charge.
Are you confident that you can win this?
Please.
Hmm. All right then.
I'm older than you could possibly imagine, my dear.
Wait, I didn't catch the first word.
I am older than you could possibly imagine, my dear. Outsmarting a single city is not something that is going to be very difficult.
Hmm.
Though, of course, if you simply tell anyone about our contract, anyone not in this room currently, me or you, the contract is null and void.
Of course. I wouldn't have it any other way.
The contract is both null and void, and your life is forfeit. I should mention, of course. Though I doubt you'll have any difficulties keeping to mum's the word, of course.
I have no intention of talking about this.
Good.
However, the fact that you will be employed as an attorney on my behalf is something that will probably be or become public knowledge.
Indeed.
After all, I think that you are smart enough to understand why I'm doing this.
My dear, I get paid to present cases. I don't. It's not something that I'm not exactly. I'm not exactly paid to give my observations on the reasoning behind.
Well, either way, it's going to be a public affair, our personal contract. That's another thing. That's something between you and me and these four
Indeed.
walls.
Indeed.
Then we have a deal.
For this entire period of a month, I think you'll find that, well, everything will go along swimmingly.
Hmm. Good to hear. And she will take out a pen and sign the contract.
No, my dear, slight matter. It's preferable to sign in blood.
Hmm. Fair enough. And she will prickle her finger and produce a fountain pen from the what you call this thing? Well, the thing that holds the pens anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
And dip it in her blood and sign it.
Thank you very much, dear. If you'd kindly place it back in the case.
What the?
He just basically opens up the briefcase and gently places it before you.
Yeah, she will put it there. But she notices that this is quite curious. That I have to place it in there. She will make a note of that.
He then closes the briefcase, runs his finger along the seam again, opens the briefcase. It is no longer there, and just picks it and then just places, just casually, gently ruffles the papers inside as he searches for a folder that he begins. Just he peels out and hands over to you simply as a contact information sheet.
Hmm. She will take that. So, Mr. Shadow, what information do you require from me? Or perhaps you already have it.
Regarding this case or other matters,
Regarding this case, of course.
you notice that the appearance just gradually shifts back to his usual display. So, yes, I believe I have everything I need to know. Uh, I'll be in touch shortly when I have need to, well, when I have any further pressing information. Though I suppose I could potentially find, if I find any loopholes, I'll let you know.
Oh, and if you need any witnesses for the event, I can make sure that there are quite a few people that can attest to what happened.
Thank you. So I think that's about it. Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking up this case. I really appreciate your assistance. And she will extend a hand to shake.
Oh, sorry. He extends his hand, gently shakes. He seems to just casually remark a few things. Mm, So actually, better yet, you said it was Ukrainian that your language that she was from, essentially
Well, her
the name
no,
itself.
no, not original. Like her family is of Ukrainian descent, more like.
Hmm.
Would he
Uh,
be able to read uh, facts of her past?
no,
Okay.
he can just speak in any living language.
Oh, but yeah, she would know Ukrainian, however.
Yeah. He just says like a casual goodbye in Ukrainian before gently walking towards the door.
Yeah, she will walk with him to the door, and she will also reply in kind, trying to pretend that that's not something weird.
Nope, not at all weird. Nope.
Nope,
This
not at
this
all.
this this guy that randomly knows how to speak Ukrainian,
And his face is changing, and yeah.
and he offered you a Faustian bargain.
Well, to be fair, out of character, she pretty much suspects exactly what you are.
I mean, she'd suspect demon, but she would have
Mm,
no idea what kind of demon.
mm. Yeah, she doesn't know about the kinds of demons, but she's fairly sure that you are one.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
then
for all
again, you
intents and
work for the
purposes.
prince, so that's good enough for her. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he also probably knows that you are on really good relations with the prince.
Not publicly.
Oh, is that what the kids are calling it nowadays?
Well, I'll explain to you later, but yeah, in any case, yeah, they'll say their
I
goodbyes.
was making the joke about it being an affair.
Oh, no, it's not an affair. I will explain it to you. But yes, she will say her goodbyes. She will have a lot of doubt on whether or not what she did was actually smart. But she really wants this thing to get going. So there you have it.
For all intents and purposes, she now has +2 dots in expression.
Well, I haven't decided if it's gonna be expression. I'm gonna
Yeah,
speak with Brandon about it.
yeah. To be fair, I mean, I need to find someone when I get to Premium 2. I need to find someone to sell me their literal soul and just be wrote out of existence, which is going to be a really
That's
mammoth
not gonna be
task.
me.
Yeah.
That is not gonna be me. I can tell you that much. But I'm not against pacts, especially if they give permanent bonuses. I wouldn't mind. But
Well,
anyway,
it's
1 month
permanent
is
for
1 month.
weeks.
I mean, yeah, it's good enough. And what about the merit that you said? Do I?
You get it back at the end of the month, essentially.
Oh, okay. So now you have my friends in high places thing, and you can call on Bruce Wayne for a month. but only once though, I think.
Huh.
So make it count. Anyway, do we have anything else to add to that, or we're good to go?
Think I'm good to go.
All right. Thank you, players, for playing and watchers for watching. This has been another scene of Gotham by Night. See you all next time.